three other little boys. I've always known about Regine for a while, and then I thought he just like had another tall son that was like close to Regine's age, but he actually has three other kids. Okay, let me look him up here. So he has Cameron Carter, Dwayne Carter the third, and Neil Carter. That's cool that like, so Lil Wayne is Dwayne Carter the second, the junior. So if you don't know why Lil Wayne named his album Carter, because that's his last name, and Lil Wayne's name Wayne comes from Dwayne. Everyone used to call him just Wayne. So yeah, but I really like the stuff he does with the kids on camera. Like he teaches them how to skate. Lil Wayne even made a song on the Carter 5 called Famous with his daughter Regine. And she seems like a really humbled person. I really like his kids. I really like that part of him. Category 4, he has positive comments under most of his music. Some things he doesn't have, like stuff on his channel, on his YouTube channel, he'll have positive comments if it's his song. But like if other people are talking about him and having something he did bad, then yeah, he'll have negative comments. But on his channel, no. So like if we look at this one, this is one of my favorite songs of 2020 so far. The video too. See, like, I'll give you a second to read this. So yeah, as you can see, like, bro, look at that. This is the most underrated raps. It's only been out for 2 months too. And then let's see some other ones. I'll just show you like 2 more. Okay, then there's like this one, this one too. Wayne just straight disrespected that beat. Oh, sorry if I'm using your comments and I don't want you want him to use it. No, it's like if you comment under a music video, it might get used by me. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah. So yeah, I like that like his fans are still positive and saying like, oh, this one. I'll show you one last one. Holly Weezy. Oh, I don't want it to get copyrighted. Okay, Z Wayne will be the only celebrity I would ever cry for if he passed. Most underrated songs. And yeah, so he's most is positive. I like that about his fan base, like his YouTube fan base. And yeah, I think that's really good for him. That people are saying like he never fall off. He never fell off. We just stopped listening for a little while. Well, we didn't like the new Wayne. Yeah, I really like that his YouTube fan base is positive like that. Okay, yo, so I'm gonna show you some of these interviews Lil Wayne's did. I'll show you two of them, and I think they're funny as hell. You might think they're like disrespectful. That's okay. That's your opinion. But like, I think they're funny as hell, bro. That's another reason why I like him, because like his personality is funny, and like he was smart in the 2013 interview I'm about to show you too. The one where has his black dreads and he's wearing a gray hoodie. So yeah, but if it doesn't have sound, it probably got copyrighted. So yeah.
This has clearly shaped his perspective, recently stirring controversy on Fox Sports when he said he personally doesn't see racism because so many of his fans are white.
I thought that was clearly a message that there was no such thing as racism.
There was a lot of backlash from people about that. Would you change it, what you said, or you still feel the same way? What's your thought on Black Lives Matter?
What is it? What do you mean?
The idea was that there's this movement called Black Lives Matter, thinking that the rest of America didn't seem to understand that Black Lives Matter.
It just sounds weird. I didn't know that you put a name on. It's not a name, it's not whatever. It's somebody got shot by police and for a reason. I am a young, black, rich. If that don't let you know that America understands Black matter these days, I don't know what it is. Don't come at me with that dumb man. My life matter, especially to my.
Do you separate yourself from it?
I don't feel connected to a damn thing that ain't got nothing to do with me. If you do, you crazy as you. Connected to this flag right. As I'm connected, I'm a gangbanger, man. I'm connected.
He ended our interview angrily. Lil Wayne.
Is that an interview that you actually gave with Katie Couric?
Is that an interview that I actually gave with Katie Couric?
Yeah.
What's your name again?
Well, that's not the question.
What's his name?
Pete Ross.
Huh?
Pete Ross.
Pete Ross,
Yeah.
That's a stupid-ass question. You just saw me on there giving an interview with her.
Okay. So that was you. Did you perform at the Virgin Mobile Music Fest in 2008 with Kanye West?
I don't know, but I know I did perform at this badass bitch birthday party recently. She was crazy, stupid thick.
Isn't it something that you would remember if your album, The Carter 3, was the biggest selling album of the year in 2008?
Isn't it something that I would remember that?
Yes.
Isn't that a personal opinion type question? Because that's why I got that. I mean, because I would be actually answering the question to, isn't it something? That's my question. Isn't it something?
That you would remember.
Isn't it something? That's the question I have to answer, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
Isn't it something?
You could do the best trying to answer it.
Yeah, it's something out of your ass. That's my answer. Yeah, it is something out of your ass.
Have you ever hired a photographer to photograph an event?
Have I ever hired a photographer to photograph an event? Sorry, sir, no, I'm a superstar. People hire them themselves to photograph me. We don't hire them.
How would you describe your image in the media?
How would I describe my image in the media?
Yes.
I wouldn't describe it.
Well, how would you describe it if you had to?
I don't have to.
Well, what image are you portraying in the media?
I don't portray anything. I am who I am, and you guys portray what you get.
No, who are you? Who is the real?
I am Dwayne Michael Carter Jr.
Okay. Do you like to portray yourself as?
I just answered that and said that I don't like to portray myself as nobody.
Okay.
I completely be Dwayne Michael Carter Jr. I don't portray myself as anything. An image is self-described.
Well, you have to wait till I'm done with the question.
I don't have to wait to anything, honestly. I mean, this guy right here may tell me that I have to wait, but personally, I don't have to do nothing.
Go ahead, ask the question.
Thank you, Your Honor. Do you like
he can't save you, right? In the real world. That guy right there. He can't save you in the real world. Just so you know.
What does that mean?
I don't have to elaborate.
That's your next question.
Is
please,
that
Mr. Voss.
a threat against
No,
them?
it's not.
Mr.
No,
Voss,
sir,
can you
it's
just
not.
ask your next question, please?
He can't save you.
And what does that mean?
I was talking to myself.
Do you recall that any criminal actions were pending against you at the end of 2008?
I don't recall any.
Do you recall being at all concerned about any criminal actions that may have been pending against you at the end of 2008?
I don't recall.
Do you recall that in the summer of 2007 you were arrested in New York City following a performance at the Beacon Theater?
I don't recall that.
Do you recall that police in New York City discovered a .40 caliber pistol on you, on your person?
I don't recall that neither.
Do you recall that in late 2009 you pleaded guilty to attempted criminal possession of a weapon?
I don't recall that neither.
Did you serve any time in jail following the end of 2009?
I don't know.
Didn't you serve about 8 months at Rikers Island in 2010?
I don't know.
Do you remember being arrested in or about January 2008 near Yuma, Arizona?
No, I don't remember that.
Do you remember being charged in early 2008 with possession of narcotics for sale, possession of dangerous drugs, misconduct involving weapons, and possession of drug paraphernalia?
No, I don't recall that.
Well, how much longer is this line of questioning going to go on?
Not much longer.
All right, go ahead.
I don't know.
Didn't you win
I don't know.
the award for Best Rap Album of the Year in 2008 for the Carter 3?
I don't know.
Mr. Carter, you have to wait until the attorney is finished asking the question, please.
Yeah, so sorry if I didn't notice any of his other funny interviews, but like, yeah, I think he was really smart in that one where the detective was questioning him. It's just funny, bro. Like, yeah, I really liked him in those interviews. He was very smart in the second one too, if you think about it. Yeah. So this is another category: people who never seen him or think he's tall. So like, most people, if you listen to Lil Wayne, there's a chance you've seen him. Like, 90% you've seen him, right? And like, he's not really tall, bro. He's only 5'6". He's pretty short. But like, he raps like he's a like big person. I'm not saying like he raps like he has a big ego. But like, no, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like, if you look at his bars, look at his lyrics, he talks about like stuff like shooting people sometimes, fighting people, effing your girl. But like, that's people like taller people talk about, if you get what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to say like his raps are really bad and you should never listen to him, because I'm not saying that. But yeah, I think like people would think he's tall, like, and like I think I saw this interview on him, like he kind of loves being short, like proving people wrong, like skating. Yeah. Category now is first time I ever listened to the artist. So the first time I ever listened to Weezy, probably 2008, 2009, 2010, somewhere from there. I remember I'm only 15, so like that's young. That's like 4, 5, or 6. Yeah, that's like 5 or 6. When Lollipop was really popular still, I think. And yeah, I think I remember that beat, Lollipop. That yeah, I think I remember that. That's the first time I ever listened to him. I think I didn't listen to him when it was 1999. Don't say I'm not a true Wayne fan, cause I wasn't born back then. I'm only 15, so yeah. I remember Lollipop. So next category is, so it basically talks about Lil Wayne was able to sell 1 million copies at a time that album sales were not popular. In 2008, I mean, we had like a couple years ago, before that, 2006, Kanye sold 900,000 with Graduation. 2005, 50 Cent sold 1 million with The Massacre, but 2008, 2007, you just wouldn't see those numbers really, I don't think, other than the Carter 3 with Lil Wayne. And that was one of the most anticipated releases, of that year. So now it's easier to sell that. Well, not 1 million, that's still unheard of today, mostly. But like, he sold 1 million when it was unheard of, that number, bro. He just sold 100,000 with Funeral in 2022 and got another #1. And the Carter 3 was a #1 too, #1 album. So he did that at a time where we had no Spotify, no Apple Music, no Amazon, where we can buy the albums there. You can buy it off of, I don't think you can buy it off of YouTube, but they count that to streaming services sometimes, I think. Yeah, we had no SoundCloud, we had none of that back in 2008, and that's what impressed me about that. Yeah, I think that was very impressive for him to sell 1 million copies in 1 week without having the digital things, websites and streaming services. We can just buy instantly albums within like the first 30 seconds of the album being out. Lil Wayne was basically making hip hop alive again. He was making strides in it when people said it was dead. It was like a lost art. Like the 90s, hip hop was popping. We had like Snoop Dogg, Death Row, Pac, Biggie. But then like the 2000s came and everyone said it was dead. Even though to me like that was the better times of hip hop a little bit. I still like today's stuff, just like 2000s. You go back and look at all the songs, it's really good. And then like Lil Wayne was getting features, he was getting all this money, he was getting success with the Hot Boys, he was getting classic albums in that decade. And then he brought up this unique flows, unique delivery, which a lot of people use today that don't even know they're using it from Wayne. Which I'm not saying they're stealing, I'm just saying that's part of Lil Wayne's influence. He was the first Lil, or not the first, but he definitely popularized the name Lil. A lot of rappers have Lil in front of their name right now, and Lil Wayne definitely did that too. He like popularized that, influenced a lot of rappers to have Lil in front of their name and their rap name. Okay, I know this is turning into a little bit of a long video, but there's only this category, there's 100 favorite songs from them. I'm just gonna put it on notes and project it. And then there's my favorite album or 5 albums. Okay, that's it left. It's probably like 10 minutes. 5 minutes. So like there's Young Money. It used to be a group. They haven't released music since like 2015, 16, 14. I don't know, something like that. But they're kind of a big group with like and they're a label too. But now the label is called Cash Money. It was Young Money and Cash Money, but there's only Cash Money now, I think. And you have artists that Lil Wayne brought into the game, like Drake. Drake is probably the most successful rappers of the 2010s. Yeah. Then you have Nicki Minaj. Nicki just dominated the last like 15 years. Not 15 years, sorry, like 10 years. And then you have Tyga. Tyga fell off, came back, and now he's one of the biggest artists right now. And was one of the biggest artists before he fell off. But he's back now. And then you have people like Lil Bow Wow was even on that label. And then you have like Corey Guns. He was on 6 Foot, 7 Foot, one of Wayne's biggest songs. And then DJ Khaled was on there. And yeah, Currency. Austin Mahone is on that label. He's a young singer. Busta Rhymes, T-Pain, Omarion. Yo Gotti is even on that label. Like, that was a big stuff. And Static Major, RP. I think he made the beat for Lollipop, and he was a producer and a beat maker, so yeah. But Young Money was a really big group and a really big label. And Lil Wayne definitely brought us huge artists with Tyga, Nicki Minaj, and Drake off of that label.